How would I get started in property if I was either on an entry level or a mid-level salary? So an entry level salary might be something like £24,000. A mid-level salary might be something like, say, £33,000. That sort of range. So it's not a huge salary. It's an entry level salary. It's quite common. Many people fall into that category in terms of an income. How do you get from that and get involved in property? Well, often when we're starting out, we don't own any property at all at the moment. And although people think about how can I get investing in property, how can I own property, how can I control property, I would say, how can we utilize the things that we already have? What's the low-hanging fruit? What are the resources we can tap into and really benefit from? And one of the things that many people often miss is that actually you could go and purchase a home, meaning you only have to put down a smaller deposit if you're purchasing with a mortgage, and it may be a 95% mortgage you can get, versus, let's say, it's an investment property you are buying. You'd have to put down typically at least £25% deposit, 25% of the purchase price. So if you're purchasing a home and it's your first home, you may be able to do that with even a 5% deposit. Then you've got stamp duty that you pay when you purchase a property. Now, if it's your home you're purchasing, there'll be no stamp duty on that. If it's an investment property, it'll be the standard level of stamp duty you pay, plus an additional 3% you pay because it's not your home that you're purchasing, it's an investment property. So that can amount to quite a huge amount of tax that you're paying on the purchase of that property as well. And then let's say, as an investor, we buy that property, we rent it out, we're earning a modest income on that, and with a view over time the value is going to go up and we're going to sell that property. Or maybe we improve it, we make it a little bit nicer, and a couple of years' time we sell that property. And when we sell that property, we'll have some more tax to pay depending on how we purchased it, in our personal name or in a company name. You'll have more tax to pay, and that tax will be on the profit that you've created from the purchase price when you acquired it to the sale price, the difference between the two, or the gain that you made. There'll be some taxable profits there as well. Versus if that property was in your personal name and it was a home that you had purchased, so you've put down a smaller deposit, 5%, you've not had to pay any stamp duty when you purchase that property, and let's say you do some work on that property, let's say it's £100,000 purchase price, you've improved the property, making it a bit nicer, kitchen, bathroom, some tiling, carpets, but little things like this, and just made the property look a bit nicer. And maybe that property is worth £130,000 after a couple of years, using some arbitrary numbers. Now you've made £30,000 of profit there. As I mentioned earlier, as an investor, if we're going to sell that property, we've got tax to pay. But because it's your personal home, if you were to sell that property at that point and move on, there's actually no tax to pay on that £30,000. So these are an example of a few things that people tend to forget when they want to get started in property, and these are easy, accessible things that we can tap into. One other thing that I want to add on to that is during the time that you're holding that property, let's say it's a 3-bedroom house you purchase and you're on your own, you've got 2 spare bedrooms, you can actually rent a bedroom out, and you've got a rent a room scheme. That's also a fairly tax efficient way of creating extra income as well. Now, you're not turning it into a HMO, you're just renting out one of the rooms in your house to generate extra income. So all these benefits are there and available to us when we haven't got started, we don't own any property, we're not investors, but we want to get on the ladder. So I would encourage you to utilize some of the things that are available to you before you start thinking about investing in property. So if I was on an entry level to a mid-level salary and I was getting started, that's what I would be thinking about right now. Hey, if you're enjoying these short videos that we're doing called Saj Dailies, then make sure you also check out our longer form content that we have on the channel. There's probably about 300 videos that are on the channel that we've uploaded over the last few years, and there's a lot more content uploaded regularly. And if you're enjoying it, then make sure you click on that like button. Also subscribe to the channel, but more importantly, leave me a comment. Let me know what it is about these videos you're particularly enjoying and particularly liking. Then once you've done that, make sure you click on this video, and I'll see you over here next.